another episode of The Little Give. Today we're going to meet Trinity. She started a nonprofit at age 17 that's named We Can't to We Can, which is all about making it inclusive for children with disabilities. She really wanted to inspire children who have disabilities to know that they can too. And I love her mission. She has also written several children's books, all focused on turning disabled children into superheroes. Her story is really inspiring and very incredible, and I can't wait for you to meet her. Hey, Trinity, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Hi, everyone. My name is Trinity Jagdeo, and I am from New Jersey.
Wow, that's far from here. We're in San Antonio,
Yes.
Texas. Awesome. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what you're all about?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I think this is a great opportunity to be on Little Give. I started a nonprofit organization back in 2018 for people with disabilities. And I started it because of my best friend who has spinal muscular atrophy. And so we do a lot of different things like creating children's books, creating events, and we're all about inclusion and representation.
Whoa. So you mentioned it was because of a friend. Can you tell us a little bit about like what made you want to start this nonprofit?
Yeah, so I met my best friend in 2018. I met my best friend in 2006. We were both in kindergarten, and I noticed how she didn't let her wheelchair get in the way of her playing with everyone else. And so, in realizing that she was normalizing her disability, it really helped me to want to do the same thing. And so, we've known each other for 17 years. And a lot of those years she's been sick. And so being in and out of the hospital with her, there was one specific time where she was in there for 6 months. And so we were 14, 13 years old at the time. And just going in and out of the hospital, it was really boring. I mean, there's not much you can do. And so I was looking to somehow try to encourage her while she was going through this sickness and this battle. And I couldn't really find any sort of representation or role models to help her and aid her and support her. So I wrote to Disney directors asking them to create a Disney princess or a prince with a disability, and I didn't hear from them. So I decided to start the nonprofit where we create that representation that we were looking for.
That's crazy. Wow. So you just had the idea like, okay, there's nothing else out there like this. Disney's not listening. So I'm just going to do it myself.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it went.
Wow. So what is it about your personality that just made you feel like that was something you needed to do or that you even could do?
I've always been raised to go after anything that I strive for or looked forward to. It's just really how I grew up. And I really just did not like some of the things that I saw the disability community face. And like I said, I've always been raised to stick up for what I believed in. And so I've always been a very outspoken person, a very opinionated person. And I didn't like what I saw, so I wanted to change it. So I believe I've always had that tenacity and that strive and that determination to make things right. And so, like you said, I just think it's a part of my personality and my purpose.
Yeah, that makes sense. So whenever you made the decision that like, okay, nobody else is doing this, nobody's listening, what was the first step you took towards this major, massive goal?
So the first thing that I could remember was how can I create these characters on my own? Because I was 17 years old at the time and I didn't really have any sort of money. I don't think I even had my first job yet when I figured out that I wanted to do this. So I got an illustration pad and a pencil and I was just doodling and creating these characters in my mind of what I really wanted to do and just doing my best with what I had. And from there, I kind of tried to find the right, devices that I needed to create the illustrations. And from there, we decided that we weren't just going to create the characters. We were going to start a whole nonprofit organization to not only create representation, but to support in a financial way and to support in other sort of ways in any way that we can, really.
Hi, my name is Justin Clark, and I'm the president of the board of directors for Driving Single Parents, a 501c3 nonprofit serving the citizens of San Antonio and Bexar County, Texas. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the great work that our organization is doing for the citizens of San Antonio. What you're about to see is just a few photos and videos of the way that we're changing lives for single parents in and around San Antonio, Texas. Our first giveaway took place in April of 2017, just one short month after the formation of our organization. John, a Bexar County resident, was the victim of a horrible drunk driver incident. He and his daughter survived the crash, and we were so proud to give our first car to this deserving family. Fast forward to 2020, a very difficult year for nonprofits. We were able to secure 4 vehicles for single parents in need. Our organization, including our board of directors, list of partners, and portfolio of people we've been able to help in San Antonio, continues to grow, and it's all thanks to donors and local community organizations that have helped us along the way. This giveaway took place in 2021 and shows that we continue to help single parents even after the struggles brought about by COVID-19. Because of limited funds and the overwhelming need, we at Driving Single Parents are incredibly selective with the people we help. Some are victims of domestic violence. Others had a spouse pass away tragically or otherwise fell on hard times. These single parents show adversity in the face of challenge and aren't looking for a handout. We offer a hand up and help get them back in the driver's seat. Many of the single parents we help go on to graduate college, get promotions, get married, mentor others, and some have even been so touched by the gift we gave them that they have decided to join our board of directors to pay it forward and ensure the continued growth of our organization. If you would like to help our organization continue to grow and continue to help single parents in need in San Antonio, Texas, and Bexar County, Texas, we would really appreciate your support. Please visit us online at www.drivingsingleparents.org. Thank you.
So did your friend help you along your journey, or was this something you kind of did and showed her as an end result?
Yeah, so with Alexis's disability, she's not really able to be as hands-on as I would like her to be and as much as she would like to be. So when we first started out, actually, we raised funds to help pay off her wheelchair. So that was like my first important thing to do for her, was to show like, hey, like we're really getting this done and in honor of you. So the first thing we did was help pay off her wheelchair with the funds that we raised. And then from there, I would really just ask her like how she felt about things. I would update her as much as I could. And she really was just like our yes man. She loved everything about it. And that's really what we do even now. You know, I just update her and show her what we have accomplished.
I'm sure she's impressed with you every single time she sees something new you've come up with.
Yeah, she's ecstatic. She gets emotional every time she's interviewed or asked questions. This is something that I always say, that it's her spirit that lives through me, because I know that if she were in the same shoes, that she would be doing the same thing for me.
Right. So the name is From We Can't to We Can, right?
Yes.
And so where did that come from?
So when we were creating the nonprofit organization, I didn't want it to just be a name. I wanted it to be a motto. I wanted it to be something that we lived by. So the idea came from transformation, because we're transforming society's minds one book at a time. And we're transforming them to the mindset that they had of thinking that people with disabilities can't, or they're limited to certain things. And we're showing them that they can be included. They can do things that we do. They can do anything that essentially that able-bodied people can do. So it's really a motto and a transformation and a mindset that we hope to embody with our characters and with our mission.
So, wow. Okay. So you're 17 years old, and not only were you thinking about starting your own nonprofit to do this really great thing for your friend and other people with disabilities, but you're also thinking about the mission and what it means and where it's going to go. So how did you come up with all of that?
I've always been a very creative person. I've always been just passionate about a lot of things. And I think I didn't want to just stop at one thing. I just wanted to keep going. If I had the power to create representation, I have the power to create financial support. I have the power to create programs and initiative to provide medical equipment. Any problem that the disability community faced, we fixed.
So how did you come to know about all these problems? So like I said before, you're 17 and then you're kind of thinking, I'm going to do this. And you've got the pictures and the drawings down and you're thinking forward momentum. You've got this going. How do you anticipate all the problems that you're going to solve? Was this something that just kind of came to you as you went along and it evolved? Or was this like your initial idea and what it became?
So the initial idea was just to create representation, to really just find, one superhero or one sort of character with a disability. That's where it started from. But with those 17 years of friendship with Alexis, I learned that the issue wasn't just representation. That was one of many things. There was the insurance gap where they have issues with getting approved for wheelchairs and medical equipment. And then there was the social aspect of inclusion where there wasn't a lot of inclusive events and accessible venues and things like that. So learning these things and being her friend, it was really an eye-opening experience where, we would go to the mall and she couldn't go into a certain store because her wheelchair couldn't fit, or we would go to the movie theater and if there wasn't enough accessible seating. So it was really just those real life experiences with her that I was able to realize, okay, this community is hurting. This community is at a disadvantage because this world is essentially created for able-bodied people. And so I wanted to make sure that our nonprofit tackled that mission and really broke those statistics and provided everything that the disability community deserves.
Wow, it seems like you really did take it from we can't to we can.
Yes.
Because yeah, you're experiencing all of these things along with her. Like, wow, this is a bummer. And you can just imagine how that is in her every single solitary day life and all the other people with disabilities. And then you're just one problem at a time addressing it. Wow,
exactly.
That's so neat. That is just the fact that you had that forethought, to do all that and think of all that is just like really wonderful. I love everything you're doing.
Hi, my name is Andrew Fraley, and I believe that sometimes we all need a little bit of help. If you're in the San Antonio community and you need some legal help, call me at 210-725-4658.
So now you've got the book, you've got the drawing, you've got the idea. What is it how did you come up with the content for your books?
I decided that it wasn't just enough to kind of come up with a character and just create some sort of imaginary character. I wanted to have real, authentic representation. So I went along with the idea of basing it off of kids that I knew. And so the very first book that we actually created is based off of a childhood friend that I had in elementary school. Her name was Allison. And so I kind of went off the idea and stemmed off of the fact that she had Down syndrome. And so I kind of based her character off of her. And then the next superhero that we made afterwards was actually based on Alexis's brother, Zane, who also has the same disability as Alexis. And so the content ideas actually comes from real kids with disabilities.
Wow. I love these pictures. You want to tell us a little about these pictures here and their meanings?
Yes. So these pictures right here are actually 3 of our superheroes that are in books. Victorious Victor is based off of a boy that all of these kids that you see in these pictures are actually the characters in the story. So Victorious Victor is based off of Victor who has autism. Courageous Kanye, he is also a superhero in We Can to We Can Saves the Day. And Brooke the Brave is also a superhero in the We Can to We Can Squad Saves the Day. So like I said, it's real kids and they absolutely love this opportunity. And we base it off of their personality. We base it off of the things they like, their favorite color. It's almost like a personalized book, but also a relatable book for other kids and people who get the chance to read it.
Wow. So how many books are you up to now?
So we are actually up to 5 because we recently just released Savvy Sammy as seen in these pictures, which we are super excited about. Savvy Sammy is based on Sammy Haney, who is a Netflix star in Raising Dion and now an actress in Disney's Firebuds. So a lot of representation there, a lot of coverage there as well. So it's been extremely exciting, being that we just started almost 5 years ago, and we have 5 books out, and we're creating this much representation.
Oh, I love it. That is incredible. So when you were a little girl, was it your dream to be the founder of a nonprofit and then also an author, or did you have other aspirations and this just kind of evolved?
So I actually always thought that I was going to be a vet. I actually, up until the very last year of high school, I was actually in a vet program, and I was going to vet hospitals to volunteer for as well. Which I think the start of it is just bizarre, because I think in life we always think that we're going to go one way, but life always steers us in a different direction, and I think it's beautiful, because if I went down that path, I think my life would be totally different. And I think the lives of the disability community would be different as well. So I always dreamed that I would actually be an owner of like a vet clinic, a vet, and have all these vet franchises all over the world. But, and I was also a soccer player too. So I thought maybe I would be in that realm as well. But it totally 360'd, and I found my purpose here.
Yes, I'm so glad you did, because look how many people have benefited from you and your aspirations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's next for you? So you've got 5 books now, you've got this nonprofit doing really well. What's next?
So with the nonprofit, and on my personal scale as well, I'm actually a motivational speaker. So I love the opportunity of speaking at events and talking about exactly what we're doing here, spreading our mission, and talking about how I did it at such a young age, and trying to inspire more people to stand up for what they believe in and spreading more positivity. And on the nonprofit aspect, we have a very big event coming up this summer, where we have a fashion show that's inclusive to all people with disabilities. And so that's usually our biggest hit every year. And so we're super excited to host that. We get a bunch of people all around New Jersey and surrounding states, and they come and they showcase who they are in these amazing outfits. And it's just a huge day of inclusion and confidence.
So it's all in person. Is that correct? Or do you have some people that join virtually?
So we actually have both. It's a hybrid. So we have people that can come in and actually watch the show, and then people that can watch it online as well.
I'm not surprised, because it's inclusive, everything you do. So
Absolutely.
That's wonderful that you make that space for everyone to be able to join, not just people who can make their way to New Jersey.
Thank you so much. It's honestly one of our best events. A lot of people describe it as magic. So we're super excited to be able to host that again this year.
That's wonderful. What's the date on that?
We haven't released the date quite yet, so stay tuned at wecantoweekend.org or our social media pages, which we will release the date pretty soon. So we're very, very excited, and it's a very anticipated event. Anyone can come and enjoy it like I said, online or in person. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, we would love to come if the timing works out. That'd be amazing. We'd love to come see all the smiling faces. That'd be incredible.
We'd love to have you.
Awesome. Well, do you have any other nonprofits besides your own that you're excited about?
Well, I'm always in the network of nonprofit organizations. So there is one nonprofit that I'm also pretty passionate about. I don't personally belong to it, but which this nonprofit actually helped my beginning. There's a local nonprofit around here called S&J Millennials, where they get a lot of young entrepreneurs and put them in networking events. And so I was actually able to bridge a lot of connections through that. And the owner, Quandel Iglesia, he was actually, I think, either 18 or 19 years old when he started his nonprofit organization. So we've got a lot of good things going on in New Jersey.
We sure do. That's amazing. I love everything. Is there anything else you want our audience to know about you before we go?
Just, it's always great to have conversations and be inclusive. That's really where we got where we are today, just deciding that we wanted to stand up for what we believed in. So it never hurts to share, comment, or support in any sort of way for anyone, not my nonprofit, but supporting people who are doing good to spread a good message. There's always benefits to that.
Awesome. So I always ask this one question, which is, could you give our audience an example of one little thing they can do that would be a little give on their end, but make a big impact on the other end?
Yeah, so like I said, I always believe in standing up for what you believe in. You never know when that person needs that extra oomph where someone disagrees with them and hears them out. So I think it's always good to voice our opinions and be a shoulder to lean on, essentially. Having those conversations, having the difficult conversations, I think people don't realize how big that can impact someone's life.
Perfect. Very well said.
Thank you.
Well, we love everything that you're doing. We're super excited to have you on the show today. We'll make sure that everybody in our audience is able to find you and get in touch with you and keep up with you and read those amazing books that you're writing. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And I really look forward to following your story from here on out.
Thank you so much for Little Give having me. It was a pleasure meeting you guys and your entire team. This was a great opportunity. So thank you so much for helping us spread our mission.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of The Little Give. Trinity is very incredible. All the things she's done in her young age at 22 years old is outstanding. To start a nonprofit at age 17 with such a great cause and such a great mission is just goes to show what kind of great person she is and how big her heart is. Starting We Can't to We Can is not just the name of the nonprofit, as she said. It's all about the inspiration behind it, that she wants to give people with disabilities and people of all walks of life the knowledge that you can turn we can't into we can. I just thought that she had such a phenomenal story, and I love that we were able to share it with you guys. If you all want to know more about Trinity or We Can't to We Can, you can visit her website at wecan'ttowecan.org. And you can also find all 5 of the books that she's written that turn disabled children into superheroes. I love it. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on The Little Give, you can find out more information about that on our website, along with all the details to get in touch with Trinity. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and thanks for watching.